Hi everyone, this is Catherine. I was asked by a couple people about my Inspire mini album that I had done a little bit of the flower technique for, the satin flower technique. So I just wanted to show you the actual album that was completed. So this is the front cover of the album, and as you can see I have the flower here. All of the papers that were used here were either the basil cardstock or the basic gray line out of print, and then I just used different embellishments. So I used the Tim Holtz tissue tape on the side of this paper, and then I just punched the holes using my cinch in order to make the binding. The word Inspire here is also been die cut out of the Tim Holtz typeset die cut, so I just die cutted out the letters and did the word Inspire, and then I just used glossy accents. So if I bring it in a little closer, you can see that there's a little raise, and so I use glossy accents to give it a little bit more definition to it. In this flower I ended up using, the center flower is actually from Carla's Etsy store, Carla S001. So I'll go on to the second page. So this is just out of chipboard, this page, and I just put matting here so that you could put a picture on here. I wanted to be able to give you enough room, or give myself enough room to be able to put pictures and do journaling and have different inserts and stuff. And these pages were all part of a template that I got, or the idea that I got was by Kinderstampo. She did a YouTube video, but hers was a little bit smaller, using a 12 by 12 sheet of paper and cutting it down to 9 by 12, and so what I ended up doing was I didn't cut it down at all. I used the full 12 by 12 sheet of paper, and I folded the sheet of, or I scored the paper, the 12 by 12 at 6 inches, and then I turned it 90 degrees and scored it at 7.5 inches. So I folded up the score line at 7.5 to make the pocket, and then I folded it in half at 6 inches to make my actual page, and then I just glued the pages together so that it became one thick page, and both sides has a pocket. So on this side, this first page, I ended up using the butterfly and the flower from the Recollections line, and I used the zipper ribbon from Maya Road. And again, once again, all the papers, all the pattern papers here, other than some of the photo mats, is all by the Out of Prints basic gray line. And then these are the two tags that I put inside. So there's that on one side, and then there's a different one on the other side. So you have ability to journal and stuff like that on one of these sides. So I wanted that, and I used different colored ribbons and stuff. So this is just like a pleated pink, fuchsia pink ribbon that my local scrapbooking store, Treasured Memories, had, and when it first came in it was super cheap. I think it was like 40 or 45 cents a yard, so I bought quite a bit of that. So the next page, because I did it this way, I wanted them to look the same, with the same papers. So again, each page is going to be similar in style, so they're going to both have two tags. So this one has the two tags, and I stamped on this one using the stamp set from the Out of Print line, and then this is the other side of the tags, so that you have journaling and photo spots and the matting and stuff like that. So I just put that in here, and then I used some ribbon, and then this pearl that I used trim is from Carla's Etsy store. And then in here what I did was, it was an I think it was an AccuCut die for an envelope, or maybe it was a Big Shot. I can't quite remember. I did it over at the store, and I actually trimmed it down. So I made it into the envelope, and then I put in a photo mat inside. And this one I accidentally made the photo mat a little large, so it took me a little bit to get it inside. So there's the photo mat, and it's just using some paper that I had bought quite a while ago, and it's just a textured handmade paper. So that goes inside the envelope, and I stamped the butterfly there, and on the other side I kind of stamped it so it was like it was a letter, so with a postage, and it says New York here and airmail, and that just goes inside the pocket. And on this side right here, if I bring it up a little bit closer, you could see I ended up using the tissue tape again by Tim Holtz, and I made a pleated flower with that. And then I used the bottle caps and one of their inserts, their 1-inch pre-made pictures and stuff, and punched it out with a 1-inch die or circle punch, and then used the epoxy sticker to go over top, and that was the center of that flower. So the next page here that I did is in the greens. So again, same thing. This one I ended up putting a sheet of designer paper here so that you could put a photo here if you wanted to journal, and I stamped this image here, and then I have the 2 tags again, and then these are the back sides of the tags. And again, you have the ability to be able to put more pictures in here as well and add more things to it, because they are pockets and they're quite big pockets. And again, same thing I ended up doing here. I just stamped the scroll here, and again I did the same thing as if it was an envelope, and then there's the little photo pocket mat. The next page here, same thing, 2 tags. And those are the sides of the tags. I love this paper line. I found that this paper line was just absolutely gorgeous. And then again, I did on this side the photo mat, and then the envelope as well. It's so cute when you have the little stamp here. It makes it look like it's an actual envelope that you can mail something with it. And I really love the distinct almost collage type of pattern paper that they have. Like, they've just mishmashed it together to make that. Along the bottom I used the tissue tape. Again, I wanted to incorporate the tissue tape in different areas. And then this flower right here, what I did was I took the gloobers, and I took this yellow ribbon, and I just pleated it around the gloobers and made myself a flower, and just put an American Craft button in the center. And then this stick pin, what I did was I just got some pearls, and I bought some beads and stuff, and I just put it together and glued it in, and then tucked it behind. This page here, again, the 2 tags. This is the one side, and this is the other side. So you get a lot of different looks out of it. I used double ribbon on this one. So these 2 ribbons, there's one ribbon here, and then I used this velvet ribbon going across. And again, there's the pocket, and there's that. And then there's just a photo mat here. I wanted to try to keep the photo mats as simplistic as I could, just so that this way it didn't take away from pictures that people were using. Now this flower here, I got this idea actually from one of the educators or instructors over at Treasured Memories. Her name is Kathleen Sunby, so I give her the credit because I didn't come up with this on my own. This flower is actually made with when you go to a sewing store and you buy their patterns to make a dress, this is actually the pattern paper. So it's like the tissue paper. So it was die cut out using the Tim Holtz tattered floral die, and then I just put layers of them together, and then I inked it with the blending applicator, and I think I used the dried marigold, and then I just put a little rhinestone brad in the center, and then just put it in. And it usually would stay up, but because it's in the book, it just doesn't quite stay all puffy and stuff like that. But you can just scrunch it, and that's the good thing about this kind of material, this kind of paper, is that you could just really do as much, use as many as you want or as little as you want to get the effect. And the last page, I have the 2 tags here, and then these are the back sides. And I wanted to end in the pink because pink is my favorite color. And then again, this was that original ribbon that was in the very first page that I did, and it was part of the ribbon for the tag. I used the gloobers again, and I made another flower out of that and used the American Craft button. And this is 2 ribbons here. So there's a lacy green ribbon, and then there's the orange and brown, just to kind of pull some of the orange out of the paper that's already there and mute it down a little bit. And then I just left this this piece of paper right here, was just one of the textured papers that I had had for quite some time, and I just distressed it using the foam blending applicator, and using, I think it was Worn Lipstick was the color, and I just blended it across so that it gave it that really distressed look. So you can see there. And then this was just the back of the book, and then again I used the tissue tape. So I was going to finish it off by putting ribbons and stuff on the rings, just so that you didn't see all of the different like the mechanisms from the actual binder rings and stuff like that. So I want to add some fibers and stuff, so I haven't quite finished that. But that is my book, so hope you like it. Thank you, Kinderstampo, for the idea of the template on how to make a photo pocket mini album page. And I hope everyone else enjoyed it. Thanks so much. Have a great day.